Welcome to Bayou Time. I'm Jacob Gate. My guest today is now the new principal at Evergreen Junior High School. We have Zach Hill here to join us today. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, so you recently just got this, gig about 10 days or so. So
Yes, sir.
I imagine that presents a lot of challenges being we're about to start right at the new school year.
Right, absolutely. I think Dr. Gocher had a great plan in place. She's done a great job. So I think the only thing I'm doing now is just kind of putting my own touches on it and just kind of carrying through what she had, but we're anxious to get the students, all this time before you get the kids, you got all these meetings and things you got to go to, but once you get the kids, it tends to settle down.
Okay, so where were you at before your new role?
So before this, I was assistant principal at HL Bourgeois for 3 years, which was a great experience. Some of them laugh. I kind of brought on the quarantine, I guess. I started 2 weeks before the quarantine, So it's been, a crazy few years, but we learned a lot of things, and we learned that we're strong, we're strong, and the teachers are strong, and we can overcome a lot of things.
Okay, so for you growing up, you were around from this area, the Tri-Parish area? So.
Yes, sir. I'm from Raceland. I'm from Lafourche Parish. I graduated from Central Lafourche. Then I went to Nichols, and I taught and coached at Central Lafourche immediately after that. And then things worked out to where they had an administrative position at East Thibodeau Middle School that I took. And then I probably spent around a year there, and then I jumped over to HL after that.
Okay, and when you went to the school at Nichols, was it something that you always wanted to be in as a teacher? Is that where your heart lies?
Well, it is where my heart lies. Sometimes the Lord puts you where you need to be. But initially it wasn't. It was kind of an afterthought for me. I thought I was gonna go into a different direction, and just kind of way life works out, it didn't happen. So after that, my mom is an educator. My uncle was an educator, and a good friend of mine was a coach and an educator, and I always had a passion for athletics, so it's something I just kind of fell into, but if you talk to any educator, it kind of just grabs your heart, the kids and everything, and the rest is history.
Okay. Now, for this upcoming school year, has there, any particular focus that you have on how to handle, I guess, the entire school year coming in as a new person from outside the school? Or is there any, I guess, one true thing that you want to feel like you get accomplished in that first year?
All right. So if you know anything about me, I'm big on relationships, so I think if any staff member or any student feels like they're loved, like they're cared for, like you want them there, they're going to be their best. They're going to perform their best. So I think a big focus is going to be on that whole culture of the school and the culture of the community. And then just kind of getting back to the basics. We've had a crazy couple of years, right? So just kind of getting back to those basic things and just kind of tuning it up and making some progress.
Yeah, I mean, certainly the last couple of years, we've hit a double dose with COVID, and then you have the Hurricane Ida last year. Hopefully, the first year you'll be able to have some time
Right.
before another thing grips the area.
Right, absolutely. But I think something you've learned is that we're prepared for it. No matter what happens, Lord willing, we don't want anything to happen. But if it does, we know that we can survive and we can push on. So we're prepared for it. We kind of said this year is kind of like the new normal, right? Just going through and overcoming all these things.
And one thing I think that a lot of people have seen is that children, those students out there really are resilient, and it just becomes their new normal.
Right. And no matter what they act like or what they say, I truly believe that kids want to be in the classroom and they want to learn. So just getting them where they can be the most successful. They're all different, that's the biggest challenge, but just trying to find what works for each and every one of them in every different class, so that they can be successful.
Okay. Now another thing, I guess on a little bit, I guess a somber note, you had the school shootings that have been going on at the end of last school year. Of course, we're starting a new school year. Has that something that's weighed on your mind as a new principal? Of course, I think the school in Texas, it was a first year principal who was at that school when they had that class shootings. Is that something that you've thought about and tried to address?
Definitely, it's something that you always think about. When you get your leadership team together and you're planning and you're going over safety, especially, that's always the worst case scenario, but it's always the thing that you try to prepare yourself for. Safety, number one, is the most important thing for every teacher and every student. So that's my number one job is the safety of the kids and safety of the staff members. Working with our SROs and working with the sheriff, who I believe done a great job, kind of getting everybody prepared and doing trainings and these things here. I feel like we're very prepared for it. And I know Mr. Ogeron's got some additional things in place to kind of just help us make sure the school's even safer than what it can be. So it's definitely something that we prepare for, and it's at the top of the list.
Well, good deal. So you have, how many students do you currently have at Evergreen?
We got about 650 students.
That's pretty big. I guess a bunch of different people that you're going to have to meet over the course of the year, but I think everything's going to work out pretty well for you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. And is there any, I guess, message that you have out there to those students that you haven't yet met on who are excited to meet you?
Yep. So if I could tell them anything is that we're excited to get you to school. And I mentioned love earlier. You're not just going to be a student in our district. You can be my student. So we're going to love you. We're going to treat you good. And we're going to meet your needs as a student and try to help you be the most successful. And that goes with the staff and everybody.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Zach. We appreciate it. And best of luck to you in your first year.
Thank you, sir.
Stay tuned for more right here on HTV.